I have found the easiest way to master a song for streaming services or for CDs. It is so easy. Anybody can do it. That's what I'm going to show you today. The plugin I want to demonstrate for you guys today, which I purchased with my own money, absolutely unsponsored, completely unsponsored video. Thank you to my patrons for being patrons on my Patreon page, because it's that money that I, bought this thing with, and I can demonstrate it for you. So it is by iZotope. This is the Ozone 9 Elements mastering plugin that they sell. This is the little brother of the more expensive professional ones, but I can vouch for the little guy. For the last month and a half I've been using this. It has been not only sort of turning me on a little bit to what's wrong with my mixes or areas that I could be working on personally, specifically high end. Let's just show you what it does, okay? So here we go. Here's my song. This is a song I'm working on with my friend, and I have all the bus faders are all set to 0 right now. If we get to my main bus, we can look at that, and you can see that my 0 is on the main bus, right? There you go. That's the level there. I do know that this song needs a little bit of headroom before we hit the mastering stage. So I'm actually going to bring it down inside the plugin here. This is the mastering input, and I'm going to bring this down to -5 dB. This is sort of my personal go-to point. Everybody has their own. Some people like -6, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, what I'm going to do is push play on the loudest part of my song, and then I'm going to hit the mastering assistant, and you're going to listen and see how easy this is. It is so easy. Here we go. I'm going to choose medium intensity, streaming. You guys hear the difference already? Okay, let me go back to the chorus, and I will bypass this. It is absolutely night and day. This thing is stunningly good. I love it, okay? So here we go. I don't wanna say I told you so. I don't wanna ever lie. I don't wanna have to let you go. I don't wanna live goodbye. You guys, so cool. Okay, let's dig a little bit deeper into it. Let's see what it did with my EQ. So this is, look at this. It did a nice little EQ for me. It is bringing the highs up a lot. So this is one of the things that I've sort of enjoyed about this, is that it's taught me a few things about my own mixes and my own personal aversion to high end for whatever reason. Maybe I'm getting old, my ears don't like it. I just don't always like the crispiest things, but it is a very modern sound, and that's probably a good thing for me to get up to speed with. So I do have it set to or it automatically chose an analog, but you do have a choice of a digital EQ, which does sound a little bit different. Let me just show you. I don't wanna say I told you so. I don't wanna ever lie. Right? They're different. One sounds more digitally, one sounds more, analog. Is it really like an analog sound? It's not as dark as what I would think an analog sound is, but it does, make a little difference. So you do have choices there, which is very nice. You can also do mid and side EQ on this. So if you're someone in GarageBand, and yes, it does work in GarageBand. I've used it in GarageBand a bunch of times. The only thing that I have found where it doesn't really like it being in GarageBand is if you want to hit that master assistant button again and try to get a second pass on it. It doesn't like that. What I found is that you have to close the plugin all the way down, completely get rid of it out of the channel, and then put it back in. You can hit the mastering assistant again. However, this does give you the ability to master, or EQ rather, mid and side EQ, which in GarageBand is pretty awesome to be able to do. So today we're just going to go for stereo just for the simplicity of it, right? So that's the EQ. It is super cool and very useful and also very musical. Let me push play again and let you hear it. I don't wanna say I told you so. I don't wanna ever So when I say it's musical, what I mean by that is not only is it a very pleasant sounding EQ, but it doesn't really, it's so much more subtle than a normal EQ. This particular mastering EQ, very, very subtle. It works a lot with the transients, and you can actually determine how much of the transients it's picking up or not inside the maximizer. You can see the transient emphasis control right here. It's just a lovely little EQ. It doesn't ever get too harsh, which I really, really enjoy. You know, so like I made all these huge moves, and at no point was it like, oh my gosh, that's like a crazy loud thing. Really, really nice. And you can add them or delete them as you please. Yeah, really, really great thing. So the third part of this is the imager, which helps you with that wideness thing. And I think it works wonderfully. So let's check this out. I'm just going to turn this on and you'll hear it.
I don't wanna say I told you so. I don't wanna say goodbye. I don't wanna have to let you go.
You guys, it's just so freaking easy. Now, I will add that it only is EQ, imager, and maximizer. You can't do anything else but these three. And this maximizer is a limiter. So if you wanted to throw a compressor that you love the sound of, like right before this, you can totally do that. I do that. I actually prefer using from IK Multimedia, one of my favorite plugins is this one right here, the TR5 bus compressor. You all know what this is pretending to be, I hope. This is the gluiest of the glue. So I personally really like this compressor. It's not running right now, but it is a lovely way to sort of add some extra tone and to help, just compress the signal in general. It's a nice way to go. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. This totally will do what it needs to do all by itself. But I will say adding a compressor before it, not an awful idea. So let's switch genres a little bit to something a little bit more electronic, and I'll show you what it did for my song over there. Let's go. So I'm going to do the same exact thing. I'm going to open it up and I'm going to, push Master Assistant and show you what it does. Stereo. And we're just going to go to the loudest part of my song, which is in the choruses. This is a cover, and so I got to be careful about what we listen to. Well, here we go. Let's hope I don't get copyright strikes for this. Anyway, here we go. Oh wait, that's not good. Waiting for the loud part.
Our house is a very, very, very fine house with 2 cats in the yard. Life used to be so hard. Now everything is easy.
It's insane. I love this thing. Okay, it makes the job so much easier, and it instantly sounds better. I mean, it really does just sound better. I do want to tweak it a little bit, but it significantly sounds better. I'm going to open up the width a little bit. Okay, let's go back and look at this EQ. Oh, wow, it's actually...
Come to me now.
So I'm going to bring some more high end out of this mix a little bit just for my own personal jollies. Here we go.
It's everything is good. Such a cozy room. The windows are illuminated by the evening's sunshine through like fiery gems.
I mean, what else is there to say? It is really, really, really easy to use. It does an excellent job. It has more features than probably a lot of you know what to do with. But even in that case, like, it's so simple. That's the whole point of what I want to show you is like, this is really easy. You do have to spend some money. Now, fair warning, it is $129. That I think is a total steal. I think it's worth every single penny. If you're someone who mixes and, you know, does your own mastering at home, for 129 bucks, you can just do this. And every time, you know, it's going to come out right there. It takes out all the guesswork. It takes out a lot of the time consuming part of mastering. Even if you're trying to send out a rough mix, it's nice to, like, you know, throw a quick master on it sometimes, I think. And this is what I use now. Like, I want to make sure the loudness sounds good, and it does that. Now, like I said before, adding a compressor before it, not a terrible idea, especially if you have one that you really love the sound of. That's always, you know, a big part of a mastering job is compression. So if you get the bigger brother versions of this, there are compressors in it. There are so many more features. You don't only have to spend that $129. They do have a subscription fee, and I think it's like $19.95, and you get access to tons of stuff from iZotope. And they are one of the most trustworthy companies, if you ask me, when it comes to their plugins. Yeah, you're spending money, but like, you really get some high-end stuff. You know, like Waves, I really do like some of their plugins, but a lot of it is like kind of like, I mean, not to steal a term, but it is kind of snake oil. Yeah, sorry if it's White Sea Studio, love White Sea Studio. That snake oil thing is totally his thing. I'm not trying to steal it. I agree with him that some things are great and some things are like, that is just a total gimmick. iZotope, I've never found that with anything they create. I think they are very creative engineers down there. The programming is spot on. Very creative approaches to a lot of the things that we do as engineers all the time. Like the Neoverb, the reverb is amazing. It's another thing that has an assistant. I think it's called the Reverb Assistant, right? The Neoverb, fantastic. This thing, Ozone 9 Elements, so good. I love it. $129. I'm going to keep saying that just so you get used to the number. I know it's a lot of money, but totally worth it if you're somebody who mixes and masters a lot. Okay, so that's it, you guys. I hope that helps. If you are like me and mix and master a ton of songs at home all the time for clients or for yourself, get this thing. It saves you so much time and heartache. Okay, that's it. All right, you guys, thank you for watching as always. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm getting so close to 100,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it. Also, you know, in the comments below, let me know what you thought of this video, and let me know what you thought of this plugin. Do you think it's terrible, or do you think it's good, or whatever? And maybe you've tried it and you hate it. I will reiterate, it does work in GarageBand. And that's it. All right, you guys, have an awesome day. Peace and love.